Welcome to For Mannerless Women. I am your host, Adelle Onyango, and this is a space that is committed to nurturing a new generation of shame-free women who are ready to meet their best selves. And this episode is all about pregnancy and birthing. And joining us is Wambui Wanjau. She's a home birthing midwife and a doula. Thank you so much for coming, Wambui.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
How we got to meet was just through what women do best, which is referrals.
Yeah.
And I was just like in a room of awesome women. I'm like, I'm looking for a birth doula. So I was like, I know someone.
Yes.
So thanks for making time to come and be on the show with us.
Mm-hmm.
I think I want to start with why, right? So in season 1, we talked to a death doula. And season 2, we're now all about life. So what is your why? How did you end up doing what you do now?
Yeah. So growing up, my mom was a caterer at KMTC in Eldoret.
Okay.
And she'd keep sending me to her friend called Severina.
Okay.
And so Severina was working in maternity at what is now the Moi Teaching and Referral. And every time I went there, number one, I'd have to wait for the wind to blow. And then now it's like this plastic curtain moves. Then I squeeze myself because I was like, it looks so nasty. I don't even want to touch that. Then I'd go in and like, I'm telling you, women would just be like naked, screaming, everything. And then they're being shouted at. I'm like, why is there so much shouting? By the time I'd locate her, I'll just feel like I'm completely traumatized.
Yeah.
And I kept asking my mom, like, why do you have 3 of us? Like, what happened to you?
What happened? Traumatic enough.
Yeah. And she was like, no, it's okay. You know, like, they just never really say the truth. They're like, it's fine. Like, women just give birth all the time.
Yeah.
Then I went to uni in Finland. And while there, I needed to do a rotation in maternity. It was insane. It was so quiet. Like, they would even be like, Wambo, your voice is a bit strong. You need to tone it down. I'm like, what?
Complete opposite.
Why aren't people shouting?
Yeah.
I'm like, are people really giving birth? I started thinking, maybe actually people abroad breathe out babies. We are busy like holding ourselves, having babies. Then you'd enter a room and the mom is laboring and she's quiet and she has candles and she's walking around and I'm like, oh, no way.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Mom, people are giving birth differently here. Like, we really need to investigate this. So years later, I moved to Australia. I'm traveling as a nurse.
Yeah.
I go into this space and it's a small island where you're everything. When they ask you to go work there, you work in the medical ward, you need to assist in theater, you need to assist in emergency. And one day they were like, oh, the midwife was up all night, so the second midwife needs support. And I'm like, fine, I'll have to be the one because I'm there with an agency.
Yeah.
She was so calm and she was just rocking her on a ball. And the mom was just there and I was like, it must be the sea. Is this the ball? Like, there was just so many things going through my head.
Like, they were so calm.
I'm like, the way birth is very different.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on at home? And so she had her baby. It was such a good experience.
Yeah.
And then she told me, no, I'm a midwife and I'm a doula. I was like, what was that? So when I moved back home, got pregnant, just struggling to get information. And then, you know, when you go see your doctor, it's literally 5 minutes. They're like, the heart is beating. Your blood pressure was fine. Your urine was good. Okay, any other questions? And you know, you're a first time mom, so you don't even really know the questions you need to be asking. So you're just like, no.
Yeah.
Except I have fibroids, they're degenerating, I'm having a bit of pain. Then I didn't even know I was going to have all these things. I just thought, okay, I have fibroids. Maybe my biggest fear was miscarrying.
Yeah.
But there was a whole month of just pain, continuous pain. And I'm just like, there's got to be someone else who can help me with this. Because when you message the doctor, he replies, maybe in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And that time you're like, okay, by now the baby has come out, I have died of pain. And you know, then you realize, okay, I'm still intact.
Yeah.
I'm still pregnant. You're like, okay, what's going on?
Yeah.
And then, we met, a lady who had been a doula for a while. And she just explained to us there, like, there are these guys who come to train people in Kenya. You can be trained. You can be a doula. You can offer support. Just checking online. And I'm like, oh my God, there's so many things they can do. And I'm like, that's what I needed. That's actually who I needed.
Yes, at that time.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, somebody who you can call and be like, I'm feeling so much pain and it's not working out. And they're like, are you hydrated?
Yeah.
I can't remember the last time I drank water. You need to stay hydrated. Try and move. Put a pregnancy pillow every time you lie down so that you avoid the strain of the fibroids being pulled. just simple tips and just being able to talk to someone.
And someone who's not referring to a sheet of results to be like, no, but your urine was okay, and almost make it like gaslighting you, like you're not feeling that.
Yeah,
I'm seeing everything's fine.
Yeah. The baby's okay. You know, like I even got admitted for pain management, and then I went for the ultrasound. My stomach was literally pulsating from them like degenerating.
Yeah,
I was in so much pain, and they're just doing it, and they're like, oh, but the baby's fine.
Yeah,
I'm like, but I'm not.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm like, it's so cute seeing him there. Like, I know he was playing with the cords. He even peed, and we were just like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm going through all this. And sometimes it feels like
chilling.
Yeah, like he's having a good time. I've been so scared of him coming out.
Yeah.
But clearly he's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
He's like having a good time. And it was just that thing of just trying to talk to someone and asking like, am I okay? Like, do you think, can we meet? And I tell you how I'm feeling, and you can be like, yes.
Yeah.
So that, first of all, acknowledge that, it's very painful. Like now I meet clients who have fibroids and I'm like, that is really painful.
Yeah.
So work with a good pain management with your doctor. We acknowledge that it is really so nothing will work. Like you have to keep experimenting. You're like, oh, I'll take the codeine, I'll take the paracetamol, I'll take what? Until you find that thing that works. Just stay hydrated. Please try and take walks here and there. Like don't be too still so that your muscles are used to the movement.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, we didn't even know there was all this information out here.
Yeah.
That can be useful for somebody like me.
And validating what you're feeling.
Yeah. Just being like, no. That's very painful. Yeah. So it was just interesting. And even my doctor was really good, but just getting him and even him just being like, come in for admission. I was like, what? That would be dramatic.
Yeah, like 0 to 100.
He's like, if you don't come now, you're going to be calling me at midnight again and we'll be exactly where we are right now. So just get admitted. And I was like, calm down.
Yeah.
And
there
indeed,
must be options.
Yeah. I'm like, what are we going to, like, can I just get pain relief now? He's like, not get pain relief, admitted. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
It must be so crazy. So me, I just gone to get checked. And then now we are going in for admission. And so, the night was very rough. Like, I asked for all sorts of painkillers because I was not feeling okay. And the lady beside me was like, do you really have fibroids? I'm like, what do you mean?
Thing. Like, especially for Black women, it's always like, how much pain is too much?
Too much.
Like, if I'm saying I'm in pain, that should count for something.
I was like, no, I'm in so much pain. She was like, you know what? I've been here for like 2 weeks. There's a lady who had fibroids who was sleeping across from me. And she was screaming the whole night. I was like, okay, I think we all carry pain. I was like, what are you trying to say?
Pain Olympics.
Thanks. Who's screaming the loudest? She's like, are you? So it just came in at a time. And then I just moved back to Kenya. So I was just trying to create a good network, which was hard. So at least I had the 2 friends who had also just had babies at the same time, around the same time. So it was just, I was like, no, women actually do need good support.
Yeah.
Just a point of reference other than their primary caregiver who's able to give them research-based information. Yeah. And we're not here just giving you stories. We were just talking down the road. We are like, actually, the latest research shows that this and this works for you. Let's try this. It's not working. For me personally, I used this. Yeah. And that's the thing. I always tell them, this is the research. This is what I did. Yeah. So let's try and meet halfway, or let's see what you would like to do.
Yeah. That's such a powerful why. I always feel like your own experience driving you to do work it is you do is always such a powerful why. There's so much about pregnancy that was not being talked about. I feel like now we're having the conversation.
Yeah.
I remember seeing these 2, I think they were American ladies back in the day when YouTube had just started popping, and they would sit in their cars because they were hiding from their kids and they would share like honestly what their pregnancy journey was and the things they had experienced. And I remember just being like, what? And I was thinking like, hey, maybe that's like a Madri thing. Yes. I've never heard.
Yes.
But now even with other social media platforms, mothers are like opening up about, oh yeah, this is, I experienced, my teeth falling out.
Yes.
I experienced this. What are some realities about pregnancy that you feel we don't talk about a lot?
Okay. First, I feel like we focus on our body changes. You're just like, I'm going to be fat. What am I going to do? Because then that's the thing most clients focus on. They're like, Wambui, how will I lose this weight? I'm like, first, let's just focus on growing the baby.
Yeah.
There's one going on. Oh my goodness. Like, we are so far away from it. So let's just focus on that. But personally, I had a small tooth cavity.
Cavity.
Like just so tiny, I didn't even know I had it. And then I woke up one day and my whole head was aching on one side. And I'm like, but I'm not okay. I'm like, what's going on? And please note, I was on my calcium and vitamin D supplements.
Yeah.
I was like feeling like I'm eating well. And then I went to the dentist and he was like, what? You don't even have enough calcium. Like, we do need to we'll fill it in, we'll do everything, but the work will have to be done after the baby comes because we can't give you also the injections. We're not doing a root canal right now.
Yeah.
And I was like, that feels a bit much.
Yeah.
And then at 16 weeks, I started having knee aches and I would try and walk and I'm like, this is so sore. Like, what's going on? Even turning at night, I'd feel like my bones are creaking. And I remember my husband and I would not take tea with milk. I don't know why, but we just preferred black tea. And I was like, what is going on? I'm like, my body's unwell. The doctor is like, maybe you have arthritis. Like, from the pregnancy.
Yeah.
I'm like, I've been...
It's only 0 to 100.
Like, how did we get to... Like, maybe rheumatic effects.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I'm like, can I try then the calcium and vitamin D? And he was like, oh yeah, that's another option. So I was like, let's start there.
Yeah.
So I had gone, because I'd gone to the chemist and they were like, I think you need calcium. But go see the doctor before we give you supplements.
Yeah.
And then, they're not the right ones.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, in 3 days, I woke up and no knee pain, no anything. And I was like, actually, we do need this vitamin D.
Yes. Let's change how we take our tea.
Let's take them. Hey, can I go out even to the sun?
Yeah.
I'm constantly hiding from it. I'm like, I actually need it. And can I up my calcium foods? Or to take like the nuts, to actually have yogurt, things that are going to actually help me increase my calcium. And I think sometimes we totally overlook those things. Yeah. Even when you think about a pregnant woman, when you see them sitting in the sun, your first instinct is to be like, oh, let's cover you, come. But actually, there's a research that was done in Kenya a few years ago, and babies are now being born vitamin D deficient because most of us are now under, in buildings all day.
Because of our lifestyle.
Yeah.
You drive into your office.
There you go.
Or if you're home in your home office, you're home.
Yeah.
You're working throughout.
Even working from home,
it's
very hard for somebody to be like, oh, I'm going to come out and take in some sun.
Yeah.
So living in an apartment, you're like, oh, I'll sit on my balcony and I'll get some air.
Yeah.
But nobody is deliberately sitting under the sun. So we don't have vitamin D. And so our kids are struggling in actually getting the calcium absorbed. I think the hair loss is also another thing that shocks people because then we forget that the baby is literally a parasite. Like, they're just growing off you.
Yes.
So when you're thinking, oh, I need to eat well so that I don't gain too much weight, I don't do this. Let me tell you, your body is going to change regardless.
Yes.
If you're genetically inclined.
Because the baby needs certain things.
Exactly.
And it'll take.
They'll take and take and take. And it's until you're depleted that they're like, our host does not have what we need. Then they're struggling. Yeah. They're like, why are we struggling to even grow in here?
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things people don't pay attention to. Your hemoglobin levels have to be good. You can start at a good level. You're supposed to have at least 14.
Yeah.
Coming down, the lowest would be 11. So you can easily start even at 13. But because of the extra fluid you have with the baby growing in you, we get the extra fluid in our lymphatic system. It dilutes. And so sometimes you start pregnant at 9 and we are like, you're already in danger.
Yeah.
Because once that hemodilution happens, what happens? You're going to 7. You're not going to have a good pregnancy. You're not going to have a good delivery. So I think women just underestimate stuff in pregnancy. Like, you just think, oh, I saw my mom doing it, but you forget my mom was not on KFC.
Yeah.
She was not out at restaurants eating every other day.
Yeah.
She was actually eating food she's grown. So the GMOs were not something even people knew about. She was busy having stuff that was from her garden and eating really well.
Yeah.
And eating organic stuff.
And because she was doing that, it felt like it's an, in quote unquote, easy automatic journey.
Yes.
Because they hadn't faced some of the lifestyle changes that we have now.
Even walking up and down, like if you know she's a caterer, she's supervising. Yeah. She's walked up and down the stairs to make sure housekeeping is doing their work.
Yeah.
She's taking walks with us in the evening. I remember we used to be just very busy.
Yeah.
So I was like, hey, I think for us, we are a bit more sedentary.
Yeah.
Like, we actually have to leave our house to take a walk in the evening.
You have to be intentional. Yeah.
Like, my husband is always making fun. He's like, do you think all these people who, like, we walk around the estate, and he's like, do you think everyone who's walking home looks at us and is like, what are you doing? Like, why are you walking?
What's happening?
Yeah, like, why are you all dressed up?
Yeah.
And us guys walk every day.
Yeah.
And so you can't compare my pregnancy with someone like that.
Yeah.
Because even she's gotten her exercise. She's generally like more healthier than me. She's going home and the ugali she's eating, it's the flour that was just done there right next to her house.
Yeah.
And, you know, at the posho meal, she's having the vegetables that she's just picked up on her way home. So I'm like, our lives are very different.
Yeah.
And so we do need to be a bit more conscious, because even as you look at your pregnancy postpartum, it actually affects how you do your perimenopause and menopause.
Tell me about
As you're breastfeeding, you lose so much of your calcium. So there's a daily loss of calcium. So by the time you're getting to like 45, 50, it just takes one fall. And your bones are just like cracking. So you're forever having this bone issue.
Yeah.
If you...
That started...
long
way
ago,
back,
You're just sitting here breastfeeding your baby. You're happy. You're like, no, I'm just going to have... I'll have hot chocolate. At the most.
Oh boy, that can't be the boy.
No. I'm telling you. Like, I try and explain to moms and I'm like, people, you need to eat.
Yes.
6 good meals. Like, have your 3 and have like snacks in between. Try putting your complex carbohydrates. They keep you fuller longer. So add a bit of brown flour to your pancake. Have a bit of brown pasta.
Yeah.
Have a bit of brown rice, so that you're actually replenishing the nutrients lost. You lose so much blood.
Yeah.
Your baby has gotten nutrients from you during pregnancy. Now it's time for you to replenish all that. But no, people are like, I don't know if I want that porridge. I'm like, okay, porridge is starchy. I agree. But there's a place for it as well. Yeah. Like, if you're taking like good sorghum or terere, they actually do help in your body. So you don't have to take it every day, but also consider things like bone soup that's been boiled for like the 3 hours.
Yeah, the bone broth.
Yes. You get back your calcium, your collagen, your nutrients. You know, even sometimes, like, I remember I would take it and I would feel like somebody's just hugged me. Like, you feel like your body is getting...
It's saying thank you.
Yes. Like, oh my goodness.
This guest is taking everything from us.
I'm telling you, it's done. It's done.
You know what? I think this is so, like, good to know. I think before, people would say they don't want to say all of these things that come with pregnancy. Yes. Because it will scare women off. But I'm always like, you don't want women to make an informed decision. No. So that when you're going in, you already know, yes, your doctor is going to say this, but you're aware. You're going to have to need A, B, C, D. Even away from, is the baby okay? Yes. My body is going to need A, B, C, D.
And are you on supplements?
Yeah.
You know, so, and I'm like, that's why they're called supplements. They supplement what you have.
Yeah.
You can't say, oh, I haven't eaten all day, but I took my supplements in the morning. No, like, they actually need to come in and add to the skuma wiki you've taken, to the spinach. Yeah. Like, it has to come in and support something that's working. Yeah. It's the same thing with moms who are breastfeeding. They're like, oh, I took lactation tea. Yeah. Or a lactation cookie. I'm like, that's a treat. Yes. It adds to what you already have. Yeah. Yes, it's the extra thing you're taking. And so I'm like, you do need a balanced diet. You do need to be hydrated. Yeah. You need to get rest. And then you need to add your tea, lactation tea, and your cookie for you to feel like, okay, it's boosting what you have. But I think we're just living in a time when people are very conscious about themselves, especially like if you're going to be like on social media. You're like, I don't know, maybe my weight gain might not be appreciated, or maybe my clothes won't fit.
There's a lot of like external pressures.
Yes. Yeah. And I'm like, it's a very short time. I feel like the body actually needs 3 months to fully recover. And then after that, it adjusts to the calorie output and intake.
And I also feel like, I don't have kids, but I'm just like, it's such a spiritual thing you're doing. You're bringing life. Like, anyone who's going to troll you for whatever comes with that process is the mad one. Yeah. You're bringing life, right?
Let me tell you, it's your superpower. Yeah. Who grows a life?
Exactly. And listening to your story, something else that's coming up is like, you trust your body and you listen to your body, because like your doctor is saying, we're going to admit, and you're like, hey, or like, hey, it's arthritis, and you're like,
can we think about it?
Yeah. So you are listening to your body, which a lot of women don't do, right? Can we talk about that? Like during the pregnancy process, can you trust your body enough to even look at alternative birthing? So not having a birth in hospital, but like a home birth.
Yeah.
Is it possible to trust your body to that?
It
point?
is.
Yeah.
I met a mom recently. She was a former client.
Yeah.
So I was working and she was also like taking her evening walk, and she told me something so amazing. She was like, I'm going to try for a baby, another baby, soon. I was like, oh, good for you. She's like, yeah, actually, I think it's going to be this week. I'm like, that's random. And she's like, yeah. You know, my period has never come, but I can tell I'm ovulating. I'm like, wow. That's what we want. Oh. That's what we want. We want women to be so in tune with their body that you're not like your period hasn't come. Yeah. You've been waiting for it. You're doing what? You're like, no, I'm ovulating. Yeah. And I'm telling you, she's pregnant. Like, that's the craziest thing. I was like, that was so weird. I was like, I met you walking one evening. Now I'm meeting you again.
Pregnant.
She's like, yeah, I told you like I was ovulating. And I was telling her, we need to let women know they can understand their bodies that well. That you're not just chilling and be like, we're going to try for a baby. Yeah. You're going to try for a baby when? Like, what have you done? Have you been taking like your folic? Yeah. Has your body been feeling a bit unwell or just weak? You're like, I don't have the energy I used to have. What are you going to do about it? Yeah. How are you pumping yourself with good nutrition? Yeah. So that you're ready for this heavy journey that's coming ahead. Yeah. And I think that's one of the things moms don't really believe they can do because you're just like, I'll go see a healthcare provider. And
they'll sort it out.
Yeah, they'll just be like, okay, so you want to have a baby, folic, what? Yet, if you had started it maybe even 2 months before, if you had been working on your nutrition 2 months before, you'd be feeling like you're very ready for it. So I think people need to know what they want. We're having more and more moms trying to say, look, a hospital is a safe environment. I can have my baby there, but I don't want to be treated like everyone else. Like I don't want the midwife to come and she's like, but what is your name? You know, because maybe she's got 3 other people. I don't.
Yeah, because my first thought would be like, so she giving me the right name. Yeah, I know. Maybe she thinks I'm Jane.
Yeah, or even like just having different faces coming in. You know, sometimes you ring the bell and somebody else is like, and you're like, oh, I need like pain management or something. They're like, okay, I'll go look for your midwife. Yeah, and she's like, but what did you come in to do? They're not the one. And so there's an advantage in the sense that I guess there are many people working. Yeah. But now we're having more and more people wanting bespoke care. And so if you're having like a home birth, your midwife takes care of you. Yeah. Most of the time throughout the pregnancy or from the 3rd trimester. Yeah. So you're with a doctor and you're seeing them and they're like, actually your pregnancy is going really well. Yeah. There's nothing special going on here. Yeah. You're healthy, you're good. And then now we take over your care. So we take care of you and we see you monthly. By week 36, we are seeing you now weekly. We are coming up with your birthing plan. We're letting you know, like, these are the things, like, we're listening to you. What do you want? I want to give birth on all 4s. Okay. That's possible. I want to give birth in my living room. That's okay. Yeah. We need to come in, see your space, just ask you, like, what would be the birth of your dreams. Yeah. Yeah. And they're like, oh, it would be this and that. My mom would come and my dad would be like in the space and, the father of the child would be in the birthing pool with me and stuff. You're like, yeah. So is everybody in agreement? And you just come up with that plan. And I find like the moms who generally look for alternative ways of having babies like the home birth or what is now being called free birth. Yeah. It's moms who just trust their bodies. Yeah. They're like, actually, we can do this.
And I think there's a calmness, right, then during the experience. Totally. Because you feel like you're more in control as the mom, right?
No, for sure. And even like moms who labor at home for a while before they go into hospital, they actually have a much more positive birthing experience. Because, at home, you can like take up the stairs. You're just like, okay, I'll do this. I'll take in my contractions. Okay, I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling cold. I'll shower. And because it's your space, then, you're just like, I'm not even afraid the shower might not be clean. Yeah. You just go have your shower. You relax. You're like, actually, they've reduced. The contractions have gone back down. Yeah. You're lying down. You're being covered. You're getting cuddles. Yeah. Like, you're just in that space, you're being fed.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, will you have tea? Will you have juice? Do you want some soup? Like, you just feel so nurtured. Yeah. So by the time you're going into hospital, you're just going to basically just have
the last process now.
Yeah. You're just like, oh, it was so much better than going into hospital at maybe 2 centimeters. And just being there for like 16 hours.
Yeah.
Just waiting for my baby and wondering.
And then in the ward, like you described earlier, like, even if I'm not the one screaming, someone else's screams are going to like make me be like, is that one coming my way? Am I next in line?
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Let me tell you, last week we were having such a beautiful birth in a hospital. We were very quiet. We had dimmed the lights. Let me tell you, 2 women came and sandwiched us. We were like, no, as in, my mom was like, is that going to be?
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, no. You're like, you really, maybe even farther than them. She's like, I can't possibly be.
Yeah.
Because they're like losing it. And she was just so calm and everything. Even the midwives were like, is she like really laboring?
Yeah.
We are laboring.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, just understanding yourself.
Yeah.
Understanding who you are. Because from the beginning, I knew, even from my interaction with her, she was going to be very calm. Because they're just those people with their personalities, it does not allow them to just be like, they're just like, just tapping. She's like, I feel really good.
Yeah.
Like that was, like, she'd say things like, that was such a long contraction, but that was really good. Like, I feel like I'm fine. Like, and I'm like, yeah. And then the screaming people showed up.
Ambience of scream.
Dear Lord. Dear Lord. Let them give birth and leave.
Yeah.
Because they're just spoiling our whole.
Yeah.
But her husband and I were just like there next to her, in her ear, like just letting her know, like all these other people, they're just side shows. Like, don't worry about them.
Yeah.
Let's just come back. And that's so I just dimmed the lights even a lot more.
Yeah.
And I'm like, let's just come in and just focus on ourselves.
You know, the thing is with trusting your body, I want to say a year and some change ago, I went to record stories for our podcast in Nanyuki. And there's one lady I met, Nasieko, I'll never forget her. Her story was her giving birth alone in her home. Oh. And I believe it was her 3rd child. So her first 2 kids, she'd given birth to them in hospital and had a bad experience in terms of care. And so she just used YouTube. I think it was around the pandemic. She was home and she has videos, right? Wow. And she was showing me the videos. I think that was the time because I don't have kids. That was the time I was just like, wow, the female body is something. Because she's just given birth. She hasn't cut the umbilical cord. And she's telling the child, oh my God, you're here. And I was just like, this is not what you see in the movies. Like, it looks like war in the movies. And I think I always remember her story because that really was her trusting her body. And she even said the type of pregnancy she wanted, how she wanted to feel. And I mean, trusting your body, I think is something.
Let me tell you, it's everything. And I think it's very easy to get stuck on people telling you.
Yeah.
They're like, actually, I'm here to help you. And how I'll help you is I'll break your water and then now the baby will come.
Yeah.
You're like, that's not helping someone.
Yeah.
Like, helping them is asking them, how are you feeling? Like, I keep asking my moms, tell me how you're feeling.
Yeah.
So that also gives me a hint on how to support them.
Yeah.
Tell me what you want. I don't know what I want. And I'm like, that's not a good question. Sorry. You're like, would you like to have some water? Do you want, is this massage helping you?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's much better than the last one. Okay. So let's do this. And then now we keep changing. What if we try to stand?
Yeah.
And they're like, so you do need to give them back the power.
Yeah.
Instead of coming and just being like, okay, you've been here long enough now.
Yeah.
Let's put up the drip. Let's get the baby out because now the baby, and then, just selling fear.
Yeah, the fear.
Yeah. Your baby is getting tired. This thing's not going to work. And you're just like, what? How did I get here?
And you actually made me think about something because I told you about a doctor friend who kept telling me pregnancy is a condition. You walk into the hospital and I'm treating you like you have a condition. And I was just like, that obviously that's fear. Like anybody who has a condition, you're like alert, right?
Yes.
And you please restructure that for me because you really illuminated and brought back even just the softness and the joy of pregnancy. Yeah.
I think even when I think about it myself, it's like a lot of work.
Yeah.
To come from the medical aspect of everything and just because nobody is like, oh, you need to help moms calm down. You need to just like listen to them. It's always no. We need to do something. Yeah. And when you're there, let's put in the cannula. Yeah. Let's not wait because we need it in case you're bleeding. And you're like, okay, what if I don't bleed? Yeah, let's just have it there. Yeah. Just in case. And so you've become a patient. Yeah. And you're no longer a mom. Yeah. Walking through a birth journey that was just meant to be okay. Yeah. And it's like when you see a care provider, there's no way, I'm telling you, even if you go to a government hospital and you see the midwife, they'll have to send you home with a supplement. Shika IFAS. Yeah. Shika iron. Yeah. Shika, they're like, hey, endo pime makojo. Yeah. And so there's always that thing where they always come from a point of illness. Yeah. Yet it's actually like a thing that cannot be controlled by anyone. You've grown the baby for 9 months. It has absolutely nothing to do with you. Yeah. Or the things, elements out here. Yeah. So even the coming out journey, your body and your baby come to an understanding. The body is like, parasite. You can't do this anymore. Get out. The baby is like, hey, even this space is not enough for me anymore. Once they come to that understanding, then now labor kicks in. And you're able to just go through labor on your own. We are actually having more and more moms who are like, no, I'm not being induced at 39 weeks. I don't want to be induced at 40 weeks. And you can just tell the healthcare system is like, Houston, we're having a problem. We have an issue. Because moms are just like, all the supplements you keep giving us, we're not going to keep having them. Because I am having enough of my nutritious meals. Yes. Let me not start also getting dependent on these things. Because how do I get off them now after? Yeah. Because now my body is used to high amounts of all these extra nutrients that I didn't need in the supplementation. So let me not, they're like, no. We must give you something. And so I think we need to also like, try do a turnaround where even in medical schools, we are teaching everyone from the doctors to the midwives and the nurses that actually moms and their babies know what to do. Yeah. They're experts. They're experts because they've grown together. Yeah. And I think there's really a space for, how do I say it? For professional advice. If I'm laboring with you and I do an examination and I'm like, your baby's head is swollen. It's swelling slowly. It's called a caput. It may not be an emergency, but if you're like at 5 centimeters, it's going to be really hard for that swelling to be able to come down through the birth canal. So I'm like, let's consider moving to hospital for continuous monitoring. We might be able to have a vaginal delivery, but let's have the continuous monitoring and in a space where the baby came out and they needed a bit of support, then we are in a safe space. Yeah. So there's always like room for that. But let's also come from a place of, Mom, what do you want? Listening. Yes. Yeah. I mean, yesterday at my desk, I saw a birth plan for a mom. And let me tell you, that birth plan, that it just went haywire. Yeah. Like, it was like laboring independently, no pain relief, no CS, unless it's an emergency. No, let me tell you, we had the epidural, we had confined in bed, we had. But when I looked at it, and I saw the doctor's name at the top, let me tell you, he sat there and went through the whole birth plan with us. He's like, because we're in a hospital, realistically, I might not be able to do this one thing. Wow. But all these other things are actually quite doable. Oh, so you didn't want vaccines? That's okay. I was like, all those things went wrong. Yeah. But she's at home sitting very happy. She was just like, you know what? He gave us the best shot ever. And he tried because he listened. He was like, what we'll do, maybe because the baby might be a bit larger, do you want us to have, would you consider an epidural so that you relax? Yeah. Your pelvis relax. Wambui tries to maneuver your pelvis and you see the baby passes. And she was like, oh, maybe that's it because I am really exhausted. Like just talking and then referring back to her birth plan. Yeah. So in your birth plan, you had this, like you wanted to labor in a dim room and everything. Is it okay if we just put off the lights now? But when I come, can I put on one so that we're able to communicate? Yeah. Like I'd like to see you so that, like just the smallest things made such a huge difference in a birth that would otherwise have just been like, that went very badly. But I think it's now they're like, yes. And then just looking at the birth plan, just going through it and being like, and also being honest. Like there's some things, the hospital protocols that can't be changed.
Yeah.
Like these things just need
Yeah.
to be done.
Yeah.
And also just being accommodating, like, okay, now we've reached the point for CS. My little reward, like not reward, my little support to you is I'll talk to the anesthetist and see if your husband can come in. Because in emergency CSs, men, like your partner doesn't go into hospital, like into theater. And they were like, no way. He was like, yeah, my little, like just to support you further.
Like that.
He was so good.
Yeah. As
in we were just like, okay, that worked out well. I personally wasn't surprised because I worked with him before. He's just like amazing. But the clients were like, whoa.
Even and that, I mean, not to take away from him being a great doctor, but it shouldn't shock us. That's what
like we're not like we should be here. Everybody is listening to
like this should be the this should be the norm.
Yeah, but it's just also having a birth plan and somebody looking at it.
Yeah.
Because half the time people I look at people's birth plans and I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Who's going to read this?
Yeah.
And also just trying to redirect people then to the caregivers who are also trying to support their birth and their things. So I was actually talking to her and I was like, hey, the birth plan, she's like, yeah. She's like, you are right. I just need to have put 3 things.
Yeah.
But she was like, I'm grateful I put everything.
So he even understood where she's coming from, right?
And they had maybe met twice because her doctor went on leave. So, but she was just like, I'm so grateful he was also on leave as well. Because when the person he left us with was so supportive and helpful. And then, he's coming into the room and he's just like, hiya, I've seen your birth plan in your file.
Yeah.
Let's now go through it.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, in the middle of labor, this is happening to us. This is so cool.
So baby comes, mom, baby, husband or partner, whatever, go home. Mm-hmm. What do you feel like support should look like? Because obviously there's so many changes for everyone. But I think a lot of that period is so hectic, even for relationships.
Yeah.
Like parenthood and pregnancies does impact a relationship. In terms of support from your partner, what do you feel like are steps people should take?
Firstly, talk before the baby comes.
Yeah.
In your childbirth class, I always have baby prep. And I'm like, so dad, what role will you play? Give me an example of a role. Is most of the answers I get. And I'm like, okay, that's a good start. And even the wife is always like, what? Yeah.
What do you mean? What's it like? Why are you asking your role? Like, don't you know?
And I'm like, no, they don't. Everyone needs clear instructions. We are very good at, I'll write a menu and I'm going to let the housekeeper know this is going to be the menu and she has to follow it and but you forget to actually give instructions to people who are closest to you.
Yeah.
Discuss it with your partner and be like, okay, is it possible? Like, are you looking at changing diapers? And they'll be like, I feel like I'll throw up. Maybe that's not my thing. Okay.
Yeah.
So will you burp the baby or will you help bath the baby? So once these things start now setting also in their mind, they also feel like, okay, I have options. I might be helpful actually. Because half the time everybody thinks the baby is just breastfeeding and just with the mom.
Yeah.
But no, they can breastfeed and the dad is burping them and the mom is catching up on her Milo or her drink or even just going to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Which is just always such a huge deal. Like they go to the bathroom or to shower and they continuously hear the baby crying and they're like, I have to come out and the baby's asleep.
Yeah.
So it's just trying to offer that support. We are like, okay, in terms of breastfeeding, what's your role in breastfeeding? And they're like, did you say breastfeeding? And me in one sentence. And I'm like,
and role. Like, I didn't think I have a role. Like,
you do serve her the Milo in the middle of the night. Or if she's taking her bone broth, please put it for her. As it's cooling down, she's feeding. Then when she's done feeding, you're burping, she's having it.
Yeah.
You're putting the baby to sleep. Everybody goes back to sleep at the same time. Because paternity leave is really for that.
Yeah.
And I think
not for going to the mechanic.
Let me tell you. Those things, they can even they're very triggering.
Yeah.
I know it's because I also learned the hard way. Because I remember my husband had really good intentions. He was like, I'm going to hold the baby. You're going to be okay. Yeah. But no, I'll take the car for tinting. I'm like, where are you tinting? Did we need to tint? Now we have a baby. The baby needs to be in a Pulaka. And I'm like, okay, it makes sense. But where is that tinting
But
place?
right now,
12 years ago, the only tinting place was on Mombasa Road. We lived off Rivers. Honestly, he went the whole day. I remember just feeling like I was going to like lose it.
Yeah.
Cause I'm like, but where are you? Like, what's a whole day? One other thing that people don't talk about when babies come is the loneliness you feel. You're so lonely and you're just like, really, if you're going to be on leave, then you need to be here with me.
Yeah.
Number one, you have hormonal imbalance.
Yeah.
So you're having a bit of mild baby blues. Cause now you're just like happy 1 minute, you're crying the next minute. And you're just like, I need to be with the person I can be most vulnerable with. And that's like your husband or your partner, maybe your sister and stuff. And then you realize actually people's lives are moving on.
And that makes you feel more lonely.
Yes.
Right?
You're like, but what are they doing out there? And he's like, I was sitting at that place. It wasn't even a pleasant. Like, there was even nowhere to sit.
Yeah.
I was standing for all these hours, getting the car tinted. And I'm like, really? I don't think it really matters at this point. Like, you should just really have come home when you discovered there was no sitting place. He's like, I've already gone to Mombasa Road and there was no expressway. Let me tell you, when I think about that one incident, sometimes I'm like,
even then you still remember it.
Yeah, 12 years later, let me tell you, I remember it very clearly. Very, very clearly. And it's that thing of they're really being helpful. They're trying to like think ahead for you. But for you at that time, you just want him to sit in the house.
Yeah.
Sit next to you. Like if you're taking a nap, you want to wake up and not think like, oh, maybe he's not home. Or did my mom go to her house? Like you're just like, what did they even nap? If everybody was leaving, you just have stayed awake and spent time with them. So I want to ask moms like to just try and really plan this way ahead. Talk about your roles. Hire if it's not going to be available, because you know that times people just have to go back to work immediately. If you're a consultant, your leave is very minimal because you're like, I have work and deadlines. Then ask her, who else can we get in to help you? It might be her sister, it might be your sister, it might be a cousin. Okay. Can we work with also a good nanny? Like, let's interview people. I see people saying, oh, the nanny will come next week. I'm like, you're due next week. That, and I understand there's that need to have good private space. So there are people who take, their nannies to their moms home and they're trained there. And your mom is able to be like, this will not work. Let's start again. But you say you have time. But if you're taking them the day before. As in you're just like, okay, she's not the right one, but now you're like, I'm 40 weeks.
And you're panicking and
you're like, the baby is coming in anytime. So you're like, okay, I have settled for them and let's see how we go. No. Get the right help. Train them. Let them know where things are. I visit moms breastfeeding issues and the nanny is like, sufuria ugali ulikuwa umesema ni gani? Ama tutumie tu yoyote. Then now she's just on the, hey, now I have to go show her. But you know, you're going through so much. You like, your breasts are leaking. You're having your period again, like after 10 months of not having it. Your body is sore from pushing or having the CS. But no, you have to go now to the kitchen and start showing things. Allocate work and then just create good programs. You're like, okay, when you go back to work, the baby might be bottle feeding because sometimes maybe they do it after 3 weeks or cup feeding. You're like, I'll be entering bed at 9 and you'll be staying awake until 10. Wake the baby up, feed them, then burp them, change their diaper, put them back to sleep. And so when they wake up at 1, I've slept maybe from 9 to 1.
And
I
then take that shift.
And then even he now knows like, goodness, I need to be home by this time. So whether work has overtaken their life or whatever, they're like, actually my contribution to the whole day of being away is going to be, I'm going to be home on time. We're going to have like an hour to have a chat. She's going to pump. She's going to go to sleep. And I'm going to wake up with the baby. So I think we need to support dads in just understanding that there is their place. To support, even in labor. Like, you know, I find many dads are like, but see, we have you. I'm like, no, but I can't replace that oxytocin that she needs from you. I can't replace that hug. I can't replace you holding her hand. Like, I can be loving and I can really, really just want the best for them. But the partner who they made the baby with actually might be that person they need to be near.
And even if it's not like you're fixing something.
No,
like
even if you're not rubbing the bar, even just offering her like juice. Many times I'm like, oh, do you have this? No. Then the husband is like, will you have a date? And she's like, yeah, I'll eat it. So you say, or I'll have a piece of melon.
Yeah.
And so there's that relationship you have that can't be
you can't replace
by
it.
hand.
Yeah. Oh my God. Okay, so let's get down to what a birth doula is. Like, what does it look like? I think a lot of the times we think about your role being only during the bringing of life. So when the baby's arriving, what does it look like if I sign up with you? How do you hold my hand?
So I normally start with moms in the 3rd trimester.
Okay.
And so we have an initial meeting. Number one, gelling is very important. It might come and, they're like, nah, she's a bit much.
Yeah.
Or I might meet the couple and I'm like, I don't think I'm a right fit.
Yeah.
So I can tell them, oh, there's so and so. I think they'll work much better with you guys. So that's the initial meeting. Then I need to know what their birth plan is. Like, what would be your ultimate birth?
Yeah, I love that question. Like, it just gives mom the control to dream of it.
Thanks. Yeah. You're just like, okay, tell me. Yeah. Oh, we haven't thought about it. Please think about it. Yeah. So that in our next meeting, we've got something to work with. Yeah. So that when I'm coming up with a plan for us, then I'm like, okay, so you want an epidural. Yeah. Any sort of pain management that comes your way, I'll take it. I'm like, that's fine. Yeah. So we labor at home for a bit and then we'll move into hospital on time for you to get your epidural or any other type of pain management. Yeah. Or I'd like completely natural birth. One way my dream would be to get to hospital prayerfully at 8 centimeters, depending on the time. And so for me, it's to bring them to know the reality, like, yes, it's possible. But if you're a first-time mom, if you might need induction after the 41 weeks, okay, how do we deal with that? So you'll go into hospital, you will carry all the things that you had wanted to use at home, your own pillow. Yeah. And so it makes you feel like, okay, it's not too bad to be here. Comforting. Yeah. You're like, okay, your water might break and you're not in labor. How does that affect this whole plan? Yeah. And then just to let them know, this is very doable. This might not be doable. Yeah. Like we can't, because on my social media page, there's a bathing pool. Yeah. I get moms who are like, okay, can we labor in the bathing pool and then go give birth in hospital? Yeah. It is very hard, Adele, let me tell you for free, to get a mom out of a bathing pool. Yeah. They are so relaxed. The water is just warm. They're like, it's like an epidural for them.
It's just like drug the bathing pool to the hospital.
Now stand. Yeah. Come out. Let's dry you. Yeah. Let's dress you.
The logistics.
I'm like, that's not possible. It looks really beautiful, guys, but the pool would either have to be at home and you're having the baby at home, or you're in a hospital that provides the pool. Yeah. So you're there and you're having your baby there. Yeah. So we don't start disorienting you when you've entered your zone, or now we're having a home birth. Yeah. That was even unplanned because you can't come out, and they're like, what? Yeah. I'm like, yeah. So let's replace that with a shower. Yeah. We can have a shower. Even in hospital, when you sit on the toilet, we can put the shower to just go over you with the hot water, and they're like, oh, that looks like it will work. Wow. So we normally come up with that plan. Yeah. And then we have a childbirth class just to make sure, if sometimes people have had a class somewhere else. And for me, it's to make sure they understand what they were taught in the class. Like, were you told stages of labor? So what stage of labor do you think should go to hospital? Things like that. If they haven't, then we do the class. Yeah. And then after that, when they go into labor, they let me know. Even days before, they're like, oh, I feel like I'm having contractions. They're coming too close. And I'm like, okay, it's like 2 a.m. I'm like, okay, have you peed since you went to bed? No. So they pee and then they call and they're like, contractions have gone. I'm like, okay. Then it was just your body getting ready. Let's relax. Then there's always, my husband makes fun. He's like, I think birth is changing or either evolving. He's like, is that the same client over 4 nights? Yeah. I'm like, yeah. She's the same one and her baby hasn't come. He's like, what? Yeah. I'm like, yeah. So the body sometimes starts getting ready too early. Yeah. And so you have that pre-labor and you're just getting ready and then eventually, boom. They're like, I'm actually having contractions. I have peed, I have opened my bowels, I've walked, and now I'm actually beginning to see some discharge. And then now I go in, we do support. And then I'm there for the delivery of the baby. Then I latch the baby. So the baby is breastfeeding. And then I do a visit after, like the day after, just to make sure, okay, so you guys maybe had a good night. Yeah. Is the baby still feeding? Yeah. How are you going? Did you guys get time to rest? Yeah. And then I do a visit at home as well. Yeah, just, okay, now we are home. It's feeling a bit hectic. Like the comfort of hospital is gone. I mean, even personally, when I had my boys, I would not believe they would give them to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
You want me to go home with this human?
With none of these machines.
Yeah. Without all of you who I think are better and they're able to come. Let me tell you. So it's also daunting. So it's just seeing that familiar face to come in and affirm them. Like, okay, so breastfeeding is going well. Did you want us to birth the baby? Let's birth the baby together. And so sometimes when now the dad has put up the hand to birth, they're like, okay, this is a good time for me to see how the birth is being done. If they put up the hand for diaper change, they're like, yeah, let's do the diaper change. Let's do the cord care and stuff like that. If you haven't done a menu with your nanny, I'm like, okay, let's come up with something simple. Let's do the complex carbohydrates. Just reminding her, 7 o'clock is breakfast, 10 o'clock is a snack. By 12:30, lunch needs to be coming out. Yeah. Because you can visit people and they're like, oh, the last meal I had was at 7. And you're like, it's 1. What are you doing in between? Like, oh, it's just been so busy. And then when you go to the kitchen, there's
silence.
There are no
not a whiff of
nothing. I'm like, are you guys having leftovers from yesterday, Nisha? No. What time will she eat? Yeah. So it's also just reminding them that you need to keep running your home. Yeah. In that, like, you need to, how do I say, like, give it away.
Yeah. Like, so that you don't have to stress about it.
It's not like 12 o'clock and you're like, chakula inakuja, like, tukatupike nini.
It should be coming. Like, there should be a plan.
Yes. In fact, at the beginning of me being a doula, that was one thing that used to bother me. Like, I would visit people and they're like, oh, tukatupike nini lunch. And I'm like, what? Yeah. Then I just decided, actually, I'm going to make this part of my classes. Yeah. I'm like, no, let's come up with the menu. Yeah. You're the one who knows what you eat the most. Yeah. So I found first, I would say, let's come up with a menu. Then people are like, okay, we'll do it. And then I go visit them and they didn't do it. Yeah. Now I'm very purposeful. I'm like, okay, let's just jot down a few things right now. Yeah. Let's have the housekeeper come and just let them know, like, okay, your pumping things have to be put like in this basin. She has to wash her hands. Let's separate everything. Hiya, this is the menu. You do need to provide meals at these times. Yeah. Because if you don't see it, you won't eat it. Yeah. Because you're just consumed. You're just burning calories. You're feeding. You're overwhelmed.
And there's so much happening.
I know. Yeah. Sometimes we even have so many guests who are coming. And then it's like they're guests. So now I'm asking moms, get working guests to come see you at the beginning. Don't get people who are coming to be entertained. Get people who are coming and they're like, by the way,
they're putting down their bags to get it.
Daughter told the baby, you go take a nap. Yeah. The other one is like, I'm going to be in the kitchen. I'm going to, the nanny can put on the jiko as they put on the bones, but they're making food and they're bulk cooking for you. Yeah. So they're coming and they're helping, not coming and just like, so how is it going? Hey, and your baby is so cute. No, see their cuteness next month or the other one. Yeah. But right now, come and support moms.
Oh my God. It's so great talking to you because I think what you do is like, you give us the realities of pregnancy and childbirth and the process afterwards, but not in a way that scares us. It's just like informing, like, this is what happens and this is why you need this support.
And I think for me, that's my passion. Yeah. When moms have beautiful births. Yeah. It's just like, okay, it was so bad. Like that, you guys, that pain was almost taking me, but for us who are out here, we're supporting her and we're just feeling like, okay, she's doing really well. Yeah. You're coping really well. She's like, I was, but on the inside, I was feeling all this pain, but thank God for all you people who are listening to me, who are keeping me hydrated, who are literally holding me up. Cause sometimes they're just like, I'm so tired. And you're like, lean back, I'll carry your weight. Like, don't worry about it. Just get good breaks in between. And when moms say it was doable, I just go home and I feel like my work is done. Yeah. I just so fulfilled when we come out on the other side and they're like, it was worth it. Like the plan I had, like, might not have worked, but cause I keep telling moms, the only predictable thing about labor and delivery is that it's unpredictable.
Yeah. So just go open.
Open your mind. Yeah. Be sure about, like, things can change, but as long as you're hard, you can go in and your water breaks. It's green, it's brown, it's whatever. And they're like, it's a CS. But they can explain it to you in a way that you're like, okay.
I get it.
Yeah. Like maybe my baby is in danger. It's like, okay. So with brown, this is what it means. It's a lot. Yeah. We've tried to hydrate you. It's not changing what the baby's going through. Your baby's heartbeat is not going well. Yeah. So we'll give it an hour. But we will need we might need to go in for a CS. So now I find prepping moms before, especially ones who had very rigid birth plans, prepping them from before actually just gives them that idea, like, okay, it's not the hospital trying to make money or anything. Yeah. It's actually them looking out for me. And so even just explaining, even when the care provider is there, and then them joining into that explanation makes them feel just supported. Yeah. So for me, beautiful births is just it. Yeah.
And you're doing it. Yes. Thank you so much for making time for us and for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
And thank you for watching this episode. If you want to connect with Wambui, if you check out the description, we have linked her pages so that you can connect and maybe start walking that journey with her. If you've liked this episode, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you share it with all the mannerless and almost mannerless women that you know, and subscribe so that you do not miss out on the next episode.